Yeah, I mean, and everything up to that point was built to protect on-prem, right? So like you guys are also notorious for inventing and building net new technology to secure the cloud, open sourcing a lot of that to the community as well. I mean, what was that like, right? You couldn't go out and buy to solve these problems, and you couldn't hire cloud security experts, right? You had to build them yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, even when I was hired, I was an individual contributor. I was an engineer, and my title was cloud security architect, right? And this is 2011. It was like I didn't know much about cloud. I mean, I was coming from VMware, which was sort of stuck in that mode of, oh, how do they move their business from making a lot of money selling hypervisors to sort of moving to the inevitable, which was cloud. But yeah, certainly wasn't a cloud security industry. You mentioned kind of a lot of we did a lot of open source, and a lot of it was required, right? There were no tools. I think what you saw in those real early days were kind of, your traditional vendors doing the lift and shift, like, oh, let's take a firewall and create a virtual appliance. And like that's doesn't help anybody. So I think we were able to be pretty innovative. And one of the things I always say about innovation is it really requires two things. One is optimism, right? You have to think that something can be done better. And you also have to be open minded, right? You have to think, hey, I don't actually just have to kind of keep incrementing, right? I can sort of think differently. That's really what we did. I think the first sort of real big kind of open source that we did was called Security Monkey, which was, essentially was CSPM before that acronym existed. It kind of monitored AWS config, and I think we open sourced that in 2013, 2014, something like that. Yeah, and we just kind of followed from there. I would say I don't know that we wanted to have to build everything, but you just didn't have a choice, right? So, mostly to your point around kind of talent and experience, right? There weren't really any cloud security skills. So we, mostly just hired good security people or good software engineers and kind of, let them kind of learn and kind of ramp up. So that was a general philosophy. Those real early days.